Wow, $30,000 worth of trash. Interesting. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into it, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be negotiating liens today. You can literally negotiate anything. Once you understand sales, you can literally do anything. You get whatever you want. If you need a sales process, hit the link below. But anyways, we have a seller under contract. Come to find out, after we got them under contract, there's a $30,000 lien attached to the property that completely smokes the deal. And there's actually a lot of other things that I'm not going to dig into that you'll hear on the call coming along with the property as well. But you'll hear me here contact the code violation department, where I literally am negotiating a lien down so that we can get the deal done for everybody. So everybody's going to win. The city, the seller, us. You can literally negotiate anything as long as you understand sales. Let's get into the video. By the way, this is going to be a two-part video. So this first part is me talking to the code violation department. The second part is going to come back probably here in a couple of days, and you guys will see me talk to the seller and be like, what the heck? This is going on, And then you'll also hear the second phone call with the city as well. Let's get into it.
How may I help you?
Hey, I am hoping that you could help me. I have this property that we're looking to buy over there, and it's on Glen, and pretty much we are going to buy it, but we just got wind from our sellers that there's something going on with lien or something that's attached to it, and she told us to give you guys a shout.
Okay.
So I was just,
You know what the lien is for?
she said something about there being trash in the yard or something like that. She just said that.
Okay, let me transfer the code enforcement. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Code enforcement, how can I help you?
Hi, so I am buying this property in Fairmont, and we ran into a situation where our seller that we're buying it from pretty much told us that she found out that there was a lien on the property and that it's gonna kind of kill our deal. So I was just calling to be caught up to speed on what was going on with the lien.
What's the address? Are you just a buyer? Are you related to the property owners, or?
No, I just buy properties nationwide. This one came up in our system, and we have an agreement with them that we're buying it. But she contacted us last week and was like, "Hey, I found out that there's this like $30,000 lien on the property, and I don't know what to do, because for us, it's kind of like smokes our deal. We wouldn't be able to handle a $30,000 lien on top of what we have to pay them." So, my name is Mike.
Okay. Do you mind holding for a moment?
For sure.
Thank you.
What's up, Brian?
Hey, Brian, my name's Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. And you?
I'm doing amazing. I'm assuming I just got transferred over to you because you might be the guy that can help me out with this property on Glen Ave.
I don't know if I can help you, but I can answer some questions.
Well, that'd be perfect. So we're buying this property from our sellers over there on Glen Ave, and they contacted us last week and said that they found out that there was a lien attached to the property that would pretty much kill our deal. So I was calling to see what was going on with it and if there was anything that we could do.
Are you going to pay the $30,000 lien?
How much was it?
$30,000. Over $30,000.
30. Wow. Okay. What was the lien for exactly?
Code violation, basically. It's court ordered.
Got it. Okay. So that's
Code violations and a fine.
Okay. Yeah, because the agreement that we have in place with the sellers, we really don't have any more to budge. And I mean, at the end of the day, they don't have any money either.
Yeah, I always think that's the wriggles, unway wriggles.
Yep.
Yeah, there's warrants for both of them for not going up to court with bonds of $20,000 a piece.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Trying to circumvent the system.
Okay.
They've already tried to give it to a relative, and that didn't work out. So now you guys are next.
Well, that's news to me. So what's the course of action for you guys?
It's in the court's hands. So, I mean, it has been suggested to them that if they wish to just sign the property over to the city, they would make everything go away. But apparently, they're still trying to circumvent the system, hoping somebody can get by that lien somehow.
Got it. Okay. Well, she did mention last time I spoke to her was on Friday, and she was like, "Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, we might have to walk away from the property if this is really killing us." And I was like, "Well, I guess you got to do what you got to do, but we're still here to buy the property." So I don't know if there's any way that maybe if they ended up just walking away from the property, where we can put an agreement in place where we get you guys whatever you guys are owed, or some sort of money up front, or whatever it is that we can get over to you guys, and then they kind of just hand the property over to the city, and essentially it would be us paying you guys, and we could just take over the property, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, how that would work is somebody would have to pay us the $30,000 lien or whatever the lien is, and then we would allow them to sign the property over, and that person would have to sign an agreement that was called a transfer of code notice.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, the code notice on that place, believe it or not, had to do with garbage and rubbish. It's not really the house itself. It's the homeless people they had living there that just dumped the place up.
Mm.
So if the place were cleaned up outside, it would be fixed. I mean, as far as the person that we transferred it to, not them, they still have their court system to go through.
Right.
But if they satisfied the $30,000 lien, and then we would allow them to sign the property over to somebody else with a transfer of code notice, basically giving that person X amount of time with, whatever time, reasonable amount of time that person thought it would take them to clean the place up.
Right.
And then it would be done.
Okay. So for you guys are like, hey, if nobody ends up paying that $30,000, we're just going to take the property over. We'll have our people clean it up and maybe sell it or do whatever you guys do with properties.
Oh, we tear it down.
Got it. And then what would you do after that?
Sell the empty lot.
Oh, okay. So you would just sell the land. Do you guys think that you guys would make more money by just having somebody pay the lien off?
Well, to us, it's not money. Believe it or not. A lot of people think it's all about money. It is not.
Mm-hmm.
It is at this point right now with them, the same as anybody else. It's about compliance.
Right.
They clean the property up. I mean, it is nothing but a rat-infested hole for all the neighbors.
Oh gosh.
All the junk and garbage that they have around there. Once the place is cleaned up, then I mean, obviously, yes, they do owe the money to the court. That's the court. That's not us, per se. It's the court. So, I mean, two things need to happen. Either that lien needs to be paid, and then they transfer the property to somebody else that will clean it up, or they pay the lien and they clean it up, or they can sign it over to the city, and the city will do away with everything and tear the house down, and then the problem is evaded.
But it sounds like for you guys, I mean, the path of least resistance would be to just either have them take care of it and take care of the lien and clean it up, or somebody else.
I mean, we don't care. It is three ways. We don't care just as long as it's done. It is just such a headache for the entire neighborhood. This has been going on for years. We've already hauled out 10 tons of garbage in that place.
Is that an exaggeration?
No.
Wow.
There was a building next door to it.
Yeah.
That gave us permission to tear that building down.
Okay.
We tore it down, and then the people that owned the house literally put 10 tons, that's how much it weighed, 10 tons of garbage and junk out there that we had to go clean up.
Wow. Okay.
And then it just continued after that, backing around their own house.
Yeah. Wow. $30,000 worth of trash. Interesting. Okay. Is there anything that we could do here to get the lien down? I mean, we wouldn't even be buying the property for $30,000, and nor do we have it in the budget to do it. But
I hope you weren't.
probably wouldn't be the.
Especially if they were going to give it to a quote unquote relative. He said he was a relative.
Yeah.
They're supposedly moving to Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, that's what they were saying to us too. Well, at the end of the day, it's sounding like they're in a situation where, they got to just walk away no matter what. I mean, at the end of the day, whether they sell the place or they pay the lien off or whatever happens, it's looking like kind of a wash for them, or they're going to owe money.
In the end, either the lien gets paid or they just sign the property over to the city. One of the two.
All right. Well, is there anything that we could do to work on this lien?
What do you mean?
Well, what I'm saying, what did you say the lien was? 37 or 30 even?
No, I don't know if they did it. It's 2 liens or 1 lien. I was talking to the city attorney about it a week ago. 1,100.
Got it. And that's including both of them?
That is the lien that's on the property.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we don't even have that in the budget to buy the whole entire house entirely. I guess what I'm saying is there any way that we can work on that number and maybe work out a situation where we just pay that lien off and then we'll work out transfers or buying the property or whatever it is from them?
What kind of number are you talking?
Well, we're under agreement for the property for, let me bring up, and this is before our inspection, so we still have to get our inspections and stuff done, but we're under agreement at 20K.
That's what you guys are planning on paying for the house, the 20,000.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, what kind of offer are you guys making for the lien?
Well, I really just want to see what you guys are able to do with it. I mean, at the end of the day, we can work something out with the seller. I mean, if we're thinking about the seller situation where they're really in a situation right now where it's like, hey, they actually have this warrant on them, right? And they're going to have to walk away from the property regardless. So I don't really see them, essentially making any money or getting out of this situation that they're in without taking care of the lien, you know what I mean? So it's like, and this is a conversation that I could have with the sellers too, but whatever we have in the budget for buying the property is what we have in the budget. So if the sellers are willing to walk away with nothing, then I guess we have $20,000 in the budget that can pay off a lien or do whatever. And then the property gets transferred over to us. But essentially what I'm saying is we have $20,000 to work with in the budget. Now, depending on, what the seller situation is, we obviously had an agreement with them before we knew about the lien that they were going to get $20,000. But now that this lien's here, it's like we can't come up. Like that's where we're maxed out at. So whatever the sellers are willing to do, I guess, is what's going to dictate what we can pay off of the lien. But I'm assuming after having a conversation with them last week, I'm assuming they were kind of already ready to walk away.
It kind of puts me between a rock and a hard place because we're not all about demolishing buildings. We want to save them if possible.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place because, I've never been in that house. I've never seen the inside of it. I don't know what kind of things it's in. I don't know if the house is even savable. We have always been so focused on all this junk they had around it. So we never even paid attention to the house itself. We're just assuming that the inside looked like the outside. Or we're just assuming. But at the same time, I mean, I don't have the authority to say, okay, you know what? We're just going to do away with the 31-1, not to mention the $20,000 atheists that bench warrants are on each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that you're looking at $71,000 worth of fines and whatever right now. But like I told you earlier, it's not about the money. It's not. It's about getting the place cleaned up and justice being served.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like for us, it's super easy for us. We simply just buy the house. We clean it out like we do on every single one of the properties that we buy. And the problem's solved here in the next month. Like that's how quick we'll end up looking.
I assume that you are a flipper.
Mm-hmm.
Are you local?
We're out of Boston, but we work with pockets in West Virginia, Florida, Carolina, all different places like that.
Work with your locally.
One of our biggest guys that we work with is Mike.
The best thing I can tell you is that those people need to make a decision. The owners of the house need to make a decision on what they're going to do. It's up to them to either satisfy the lien and take care of the KPSs or to just sign the property. That's the decision they need to make.
Okay. Well, let's just say in the event we have a conversation with them and they're pretty much willing to just sign the property over and we can get you guys the $20,000 that we were going to pay the house with. What would that look like?
That's not a decision I can make. That's a decision the court would have to decide on whether they're going to do it.
Okay.
I can't speak for the court.
Okay. So what would have to happen in order for us to do that? Would we have to go to court for it, or is there somebody in your office that you could talk to about that?
The attorney about it.
Yeah. Mike?
Mike.
Gomes, Gomes.
What's your company you work for?
Silver Homes.
Yeah, what state were you out of?
Mass.
Yeah, if you have to get a call from Kevin Stansel, that's what the attorney.
Perfect.
He's like semi-retired with us. He works Tuesdays and Thursdays, so he should be here tomorrow, and I can talk with him about it tomorrow.
Sounds good, brother. What was your name again?
All right, Brian Stewart.
Brian, that's right. Brian, thanks, brother.
Is it my direct line?
Yeah, I was just going to ask for that.
304
366
12
6212.
extension 318.
All right, Brian. Well, hey, in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll circle back with our sellers and, what we can work with. And if the attorney is on board with stuff, then we can figure out how we push forward with everything.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, Brian. Bye-bye.